Hey guys, DPD here. About a couple weeks ago, I was invited to a private Code Vein event in San Francisco. And I was able to play about like an hour and a half of the game, it's a completely different build from what I remember from the past demos from like New York Comic Con a couple years ago and E3 last year. So this one had cutscenes. It had a tutorial, a full fleshed out dungeon. You were able to I was able to level up my character and learn new abilities. There was even a boss fight, a completely different boss that I haven't seen yet from the previous demos. And there was also a hub world, which I'll explain in a different video because there's a lot of stuff to talk about in terms of upgrading your weapons and learning new abilities and so forth. So but yeah, this video I'll just play through the main dungeon area and the boss, and I'll show you a couple of cutscenes. So yeah, you get to name yourself. You get to give yourself a nickname, a code name, and then pick whether you're a female or a male. There's this huge customization portion of the game, but I didn't really delve into this too much, mainly because I wanted to make sure I finished the demo instead. So yeah, so I ended up just picking like a preset, and I went for the goofy look, which is an afro, shades, and a Iron Man heart thingy on the chest. But yeah.
Yeah, that's what you look like.
That's kind of how I look like if I had an afro. So this is the tutorial. So that thing right there, it's called a mistle. That is basically like your save point, your bonfire, your Buddha idol, for whatever. It's just a place where you could save and level up and upgrade your abilities and stuff. And then this character, I don't think you see here later on, or at least in the demo. But she gives, but she basically just helps you through this tutorial. So right now I am using the fighter's blood code. Each blood code has a separate set of abilities. Fighting has you have more HP, you have a better I guess physical attack. You know, basic fighter stuff. So yeah, now we could use different blood codes. There's a ranger, which is, you probably guess, it's a long range blood code. By the way, blood code is like a job class or whatever, so it changes the type of abilities you could use.
That weapon seems to be too heavy for you. Rangers are nimble and best at fighting with light weapons.
And as well as the weapons that you use.
That's much better, isn't it?
And it changes some of your stats as well. So obviously, like being a ranger, since you're long range, your HP is a little lower, but your agility is higher, and etc., etc.
This can increase the amount of ichor you can hold.
So here I am using the Bayonetta. I didn't bother using long range. I use it later on in this tutorial though. And then there's caster. Well, obviously caster is magic. So here I am changing my blood code to caster. So yeah, I think I just shot like a just this weird I don't know, projectile thing. That was kind of cool. So here's your ability tree kind of thing, where you could use up your haze to learn new abilities or level up. Haze is basically the equivalent of like souls or experience points. And there I am shooting long range attacks up close because I'm a genius. But yeah, anyways, there is the range attacks and magic. Alright, so I'm just going to be skipping through a lot of the stuff because I doubt you want to see like a full hour and a half with all the walking and little bits of dialogue that don't really matter. But yeah, this girl right here, a girl in white, her name is Io. She has a very interesting character design there, as you can see. I mean, I'm not complaining. I like it. I think it looks cool. I like her. I think she looks cool. And yeah, and now we are here in the world of Code Vein. As you can see, it's a post-apocalyptic type looking world.
Don't worry, it's okay. I don't remember either.
Yeah, that zoom in wasn't in the game. I just zoomed it in for you guys. I can't wait to see all the cosplays of EO. So that's a plus. But yeah, so this part it's just a really long, slow walk to that white object over there, which is a tree. You can't really see it right now, but yeah, we just walk really slow over there, and then we get there.
It seems everyone
Oh yeah, very thirsty. So
there is a spring that will cure that thirst. One that weeps tears.
So from my understanding, humans in the world, they thirst for blood. They're kind of like vampires, and what happens is
that's what they said.
When the thirst gets, when they crave it too much, they turn into these creatures. They turn into monsters, basically. If they don't have this cure or this blood.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, so they're kind of like vampires or something, and they need this blood in order to turn back into humans, or they turn into these things called revenants, and these revenants are these demonic creatures, and once you turn into a revenant, you can't revert back. So at least that's what I've been told by some of the Bandai Namco staff. But luckily, there are these trees that bear these fruit, and these fruits are basically like blood vials, like blood fruits. And these blood fruits, I forgot what they were called, but they cure this, I guess, revenant disease that they have.
Here, this is for you.
Okay, and then we wake up in this hole here, right before our first dungeon.
Friend just fell asleep.
And there you go. Then we climb up.
This one's dry. The miasma's pretty thick.
Oh yeah, so the miasma is like this gross gas that's floating around the world, and that's the thing. That's the reason why these characters have masks on. The miasma is this like poisonous gas, and with the masks, they don't breathe in the miasma, and the miasma is what's turning people into monsters.
They're not really dead.
So if you're playing on a PS4, square is a weak attack or a regular attack, and then triangle is a strong attack. And if you hold it, you do like a charged attack, and if you hold R1 and press triangle, you do a launch attack, or a focused attack, and that's the lunging move that I just did there, and miss. And you can go into combos and stuff. Right now, my weapon is like a lead pipe. And as you can see, each time I attack, that white bar on the bottom left is my stamina bar. So every time I swing or I dodge, the stamina bar depletes. And on the bottom left there, you see the red bar. That's my HP, and you see the number of HP as well. Above the stamina bar and the life bar, you see that like green ball, the little glowy thing. That's basically your heal. So it's kind of like your Estus flask or your whatever you use to heal in your other games, and it could be replenished. It could be replenished every time you go to the Mistal, your little save point. So right now you start off with 3. I'm pretty sure you could upgrade it. I don't think I was able to upgrade it during this demo though. So yeah. And then I just picked up an axe from the little chest there.
Which way do you think is better?
Also, as you can see on the very bottom left corner, there's this number there. That's your haze, and which is your experience points or slash currency, and you gain more every time you kill an enemy. And you also could gain more by items throughout the game. I'm pretty sure I fall soon. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why, I thought like that hole would lead me somewhere, but anyway, so yeah, I had to do the whole area over again. Alright, there's also another another meter like on top of the stamina bar called a focus gauge. Basically, every time you hit an enemy successfully and dodge successfully without getting hit, the focus gauge builds up, and that's what that little prompt was there earlier. And when it builds up into a blue, that means you get a little buff temporarily. Basically, what happens is you're able to knock back some of the enemies, and you're harder to stagger as well. So you get a nice buff fighting well. I'm also gonna heal. And right there, that thing right there is the strong attack that I did with the axe. It's like it's a triple attack. It's a 3-hit combo. So there's actually 2 types of missiles. So this one right here, like opens up the map. As you see on the top right, there's like the world map there. There's a little radar thing. That's what this missile does. I thought it was a missile to save the game, so I ended up continuing. With thinking that I saved the game here, which I didn't, and then I died and ended up doing this entire area over from the beginning. And the funny thing is, the shortcut that goes to the first missile that you start off with is right there in that gated door, and I, for whatever reason, I didn't open that door and save the game, so I'm an idiot. Alright, and
didn't they pass us
here's a
earlier?
cutscene.
Are you okay? Did you get hurt?
Oh no! Ouch. Oof. That was super anime.
That could have gone better. I'll catch up with you in a bit.
Well, looks like Oliver's mask is malfunctioning.
Don't worry about me. I'll be alright. Go on.
You'll be alright. But will you be?
You just focus on finding some blood beads.
There you go. Blood beads.
girl is
That's
waiting
what
for you.
those blood fruits are called. And this guy is I think he's like a regular enemy, but he's a little bit tougher. Does a lot more damage than all the other enemies, and he has a lot of stagger. As you can see, I'm getting hit, and I'm staggering each attack that he hits me with. So yeah, now I got the little buff there. See on the bottom left, the blue bar is like glowing. I activated the oh, I think I die here against a bunch of slimes. Yeah, that's Alright, so like I said, I didn't know. I was very confused to why I had to start all the way from the beginning, and it's because I didn't know that this missile just opened the map for me. I thought I was able to save. So here's me trying to figure out like if I had to use an item to turn it into like a save point. But eventually, I go down and realize that I am a complete idiot, and I just had to open a shortcut to the beginning. You know. So if you guys are familiar with Dark Souls games, Bloodborne, and even stuff like Neo or whatever, yeah, there's shortcuts that make you backtrack to the beginning of areas to make you unlock a save point. And here I am upgrading some abilities, or I was going to, but yeah, I leveled up right there. And alright, here I am fighting that big guy again. This time I'm doing a lot better. Or I'm still getting hit though. Oh yeah, so there are back attacks in this game. As you can see, it does a ton of damage. It's not an insta kill. I thought for some reason it was gonna be insta kill when it triggered, but it's not. It does a lot of damage though. So you can sneak up behind enemies. I think I do it again here. If you attack an enemy from the back, you do a critical attack.
Are you a fellow explorer? I'm on my own at the moment too. But I was hoping. What do you say? Would you mind work? Don't worry.
Yeah, no, I didn't trust him, but yeah, I usually like playing these games alone. I know you could play a lot of these games with a second player, and it helps. It makes things easier. I prefer to do it alone though, just because I do. But yeah, you could have up to you could play this game with a companion, you know, an AI companion, or you could actually play it with a friend. You could even play it with a companion and a friend, like so online. So yeah, you can actually have a total of 2 players and an AI companion to join you. So I think that's pretty cool. This is the first time I actually got like super mobbed. I'm pretty sure I die here. Yeah, and there's like I'm getting shot at. And yeah, that was no way for me to survive this. I try. I'm healing, and I just get completely wrecked. And I'm dead. GG boys. So yeah, overall, this game is pretty cool. I like the enemy designs. I don't remember too much of when I played this game back at New York Comic Con and at E3 last year. New York Comic Con was like an early build back in 2017. Mainly because it was so hectic during the event, and I came by to play it real quick, and I wasn't able to really like absorb everything. But this time I just sat around and just played the game and immersed myself. So but yeah, so far this game is I was having a lot of fun with this game. There is a kind of a difficulty curve for this, which is always welcome, I think. But it's not, I don't find it extremely difficult. But so far, like, the game's aesthetic is super pleasing. You know, I love the look of anime characters and stuff, and the weapons are super stylized. So that's really cool. I love the post-apocalyptic world, and yeah, so far this game is pretty fun. Ouch. Alright, so yeah, I finally got to this crying tree. I totally forgot what the blood beads, yeah, they're called blood beads. So I guess the mission was to find this and get the blood bead from the tree, or make blood beads from the tree. And time to pick the fruit. Alright, so once again, this is where you could like level up. As you can see, you can level up your stats here. What's also interesting is that unlike a lot of games where you can you would have to upgrade different classes, or in this case blood vials. Like for instance, if you go to like level 3 fighter blood vial, and you go back to ranger, you'll start like level 1. You actually share the levels amongst all your blood vial classes, so that's really cool. And this right here is the first boss. I'm not sure if this is going to be like the first boss of the game, like the full game, or if this is just the demo. But yeah, this is This is the first boss fight you get, in, at least to the demo I played. And look who it is.
Once someone is lost, they can never come back.
So yeah, the homie over there just said like once they turn into a lost, then you know they can't come back. Just like I mentioned earlier. Homie is gone forever. All right, so Oliver Collins. So yeah, as you can see from the top, it's obvious. Oliver's HP bar is on the top. And then, yeah, when he gets to the halfway point, he turns into his, I guess, his true form, or at least his, like, you know, monster form. As, you know, a lot of these games, the bosses usually have, like, a second and third phase. So this is going to be his second phase. So, a really good strategy when you fight these bosses, since you have a companion or an AI with you, like, you know, you'd want to have the boss focus on your companion while you throw blows, and then you know, and pray to God that your companion is also hitting the enemy as well. See, it looks like I'm getting really really close to kill this boss, but I actually die here because I get really greedy. Yeah, I never get greedy when it comes to these things. So I come so close. And then boom, I just get destroyed by a AoE attack, and then I get really mad. I was really hoping to beat it on my first try. And there you go. So yeah, I beat him on my second try. This guy wasn't too difficult. His swings are pretty readable. You know, he lifts up his hammer, you dodge. The only thing that's remotely challenging is the little AoE attack, but you can see that from a mile away. The moment he stands still and starts charging his like red goo thing, yeah. And there you go. Greater loss dispersed. I like the sound of that.
She's all right.
And there you go. Save the day, grab this thing. I don't know what the hell that is.
Let go! It'll swallow you up!
It's all right. You can do it.
And so I'm not 100% sure what that crystal is, but one of the staff, one of the Bandai Namco peeps told me that you could collect these things called memories, and what they do is that the memories that you collect throughout the game, they basically open up more story and lore to you. And what happens is apparently you go back to this weird place. So this place is full of memories. I'm gonna skip most of this because it's kind of boring. You just walk through this really pretty area. But basically, those crystals, I think, are the memories that you collect. And when you collect more, you open more lore.
It was a memory.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a memory.
Vestige by the one
So if you want to learn more lore about the Code Vein world, be sure to collect memory. The more you play the game. You know, and you know, people who play these games sure love lore, so be sure to collect everything.
I can't believe this.
Anyways, that's the end of this video. That was the main playthrough. There was a second dungeon in the game that I played a little bit, but I decided not to upload it because it's a lot of grinding. But there was a bunch of like monsters there that were a lot more powerful, and there's a hub world, you know, that has your shop, your weapons upgrade area, which I'll explain in a different video. Hopefully I'll upload that soon. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Ready?